What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. As you can see today, we're talking about the Revision Zero exotic pulse rifle inside of the Crucible. And let me tell you, my fellow Guardians in Light, this thing is nuts, to me at least, inside of the Crucible. Potentially the best exotic. I know we have Vigilance Wing and also No Time to Explain that absolutely annihilate in PvP, but this thing definitely gives it a run for its money as well. Now, there are a couple different things that I want to go over with this video because one, this isn't even the fully completed weapon. We have 4 catalysts to obtain, as well as 3 different slots of perks to unlock, with us only being able to change the magazine right now by leveling it up. Nothing past that can be changed at this moment, so I feel like this thing can get even more nasty with the potential of some of those catalysts, like Outlaw being able to reload faster and just make this thing a chef kiss. Now, real quick, the perks that are on this weapon, we have Corkscrew Rifling, which gives it some range, stability, and handling. Now, for me, like I said, you can craft a magazine. So for this inside of the Crucible, I went with ricochet rounds because it gives us that nice increase for both stability and range. Just makes it feel super sticky, and that stability is perfect, especially when you pair it with our different shots that we have. Now, in the third column, another Crucible perk, in my opinion, which we can't change quite yet, but increased movement speed and target acquisition while moving and aiming down sights. So sliding around corners, this thing is able to just aim very fast and get that nice target acquisition on people. So moving target slaps inside of the Crucible. Now, one of the best parts about this weapon, and I want to cover real quick, is its 2 different burst fires. So we have Hawkeye light burst fire, so it fires a stable 4-round burst of lightweight shots. Now, this does seem to work at some of those closer ranges with that quick fire. At super far, it doesn't work nearly as well. So this plays a little bit better for those up close fights. If you're not taking anything super far, depending on the map, you can just switch this up really fast and go in between the two, depending on your play style as well. This is for a little bit slower, in my opinion. Just depends on how you play once again. Now, for me, heavy burst fire is less stable with that increased range that we get. You can see the range goes up to 86, but stability goes down to 60. So this is better at those long ranges. And let me tell you, this thing absolutely annihilates when you're hitting your headshots and even body shots with this thing. It just feels so much better to me inside of the Crucible with that extra range, even though its stability takes quite a hit. I have personally been playing on heavy burst way more than the light fire, but like I said, with that little decrease in range, the light range takes on those close fights, but this takes on those long range, and even the close fights aren't that bad. You pull out the hip fire on this thing, get a couple of those high damage body shots and a melee, and you are good to go. So it's a very versatile weapon in that fact between switching to those two. Now, for our stocks, we got a couple. Composite stock right here is the only one we have unlocked at the moment. Just a little bit better handling and stability. So handling, we can switch on and off this weapon a little bit faster. Now, for Hunter's Trace, this is kind of hard to proc in my personal opinion. You basically need 2 full defeats of headshots. So it is a lot of shooting, maybe about 10 to 12 headshots with this weapon inside of the Crucible to get that 1-shot armor piercing round to go on there. Now, you can stack those up to 4, but if you die, it does go away. So you got to be on your game game to get that to proc, but you can also just do a little headshot peek in and out of a fight if it's taking too long with a couple enemies, and you have one of those, you can just switch it up on them, get that one-shot headshot with this thing, and it feels very, very nice. Little caveat with it, it does zoom in way farther than just its normal sights, so be prepared for that. But if you can get this thing to proc, it is absolutely gnarly, has no damage fall off, so you can map people across the map with this thing, take them out of their supers in one shot, take them out of a well in one shot, over shields with one shot. So this thing is an absolute menace inside of the Crucible, especially on those long range maps, and I can't wait to see what happens with this thing, with its extra perks being unlocked in the future, as well as those 4 different catalysts that we're going to be able to have on this thing and craft and kind of just fine-tune this to your own personal liking. So my god roll might not be what your favorite roll is, but very similar, I'm sure, just a couple different perks maybe in your stock and like moving target in that slot. But definitely put this thing on, take it into Crucible. It paired super great with a shotgun and a fusion rifle. So that's what I was using with the 2-round burst, and I got a Wii ran with it, as you saw in the gameplay. This thing is just absolutely nasty. So hopefully you guys can get this thing with the new mission in Operation Seraph's Shield. Grind this thing out this week, and there will be future videos on the channel here going over all the catalysts, how to obtain them, and how this weapon feels at the very end once it's reached its final form. So thank you guys so much again for watching. I truly appreciate the support. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.